Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
You what's good, original crew? It's your boy DJ New Kid, your girl.
Sierra Nicole.
We're back on the channel with another
Kid and C original.
Oh, you trying to show out now since I ain't do okay. I peep game.
Oh my
Welcome back to the channel, man. We got a good one. We got what celebrity did you like that ended up being trash? You got one? I ain't talking about that one that's probably gonna be on this list, you know.
Oh, no, I ain't got one.
But I ain't really got one. I don't really got one because like the typical celebrities do be trash though. Like, I'm saying, like, when you find out how they really are, like, a lot of times you hear stories about them being trash anyway, so you just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, before we get into it, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box down below. You already know where to go. If you want to further support the channel, you can always just peep and see what the information is down below. Also, we always salute to the comment of the day. We won't be here without y'all, so...
Salute.
Appreciate that, man. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you lock it in with a thumbs up so we can know how y'all feeling out there. But with that being said, is what celebrity did you like that ended up being trash? Y'all let us know as well in the comment section down below. But with that being said,
yo, what celebrity did you think was cool and then you learn later they ain't shit?
This would actually be a good time to talk about Prince. Yeah, this one. So according to his wife, well, his first wife, they had met in 1990 when she was 16 and he was 32. Of course, they didn't get married till she was 19, but like that age gap. In an interview, she spoke on being a background dancer and a singer for him and what that scene was like. She mentioned that the stress of being on tour and people scrutinizing their relationship caused her to eat a lot and she gained weight as a result. Prince's response to that was to dock her pay. While she was pregnant, her obstetrician suggested that she get an amniocentesis to determine whether or not the baby has a genetic or chromosomal condition. Prince objected. They had the baby.
What's that? Like I'm dead at, you know? Oh.
To determine whether or not the baby has a genetic or chromosomal condition. Prince objected. They had the baby. Upon it being conceived, it was diagnosed with Pfeiffer syndrome. It died a week later. After the death of their son, Maite Garcia, the wife, she's battling suicidal depression. Prince insists that they get on Oprah and act as though their son is still alive in order to promote his album, Emancipation. Purple Rain was not that good. Okay, part 2 of the whole Prince grooming debacle. So after reading parts of her book and watching a few interviews, Maite's parents seem to be very well aware of her and Prince's little relationship. Maite's mother managed to convince one of Prince's background dancers to show Prince a videotape of her daughter dancing, and I guess this was to kind of get her to book the job. At one point, Prince had to ask Maite's parents if she could go on tour with him because she was too young. Maite's father signed over his legal guardianship to Prince. Actually, one of the first times they had met was at one of his concerts. He invited her and her family backstage. At this point, he'd seen the tape and he asked her, "Are you really 16? She said, "Yeah." And then he asked for her number. So up until she was 19, they did not have a sexual relationship at all. But as soon as homegirl hit 19, he asked her to get on birth control. And a week later, they were doing the do. Maite mentioned once that Prince tried to get her to change her name to Arabia. She declined. I do want to say that so far in all the interviews I've seen with Maite, she is very careful and nuanced about how she describes their relationship. She believes that the relationship was out of love, he never did anything to hurt her, etc. In hearing Maite discuss her relationship with Prince, it sounded so tiptoey, almost as if it was like Stockholm Syndrome. I don't think she was ever able to see how predatory that relationship was because 1, it was Prince, and then 2, I feel like her parents conditioned her for a good part of her life, molded her to be Prince's wife. I'm very uncomfortable, and I'm going to tell you why. And before I tell you, I want to preface by saying that a lot of the times when we have conversations like this, there are a few people who are just like, well, you guys should stop idolizing celebrities, and that irks my soul. I definitely think that conversation holds some validity depending on the context of who we're speaking about, right? But I do feel as though y'all are forgetting that these are musicians and they create art that live far beyond their identity as an individual.
I ain't on cap though. I ain't know nothing about this. Personally, I'm not a Prince fan. like I was never into Prince like that. Like I understand the legacy that he has, but the to be honest, the stories that comes out before like artists before like I say 2010s, a lot of them artists that were just hot, like they did a lot of BS and then was covered up because they had the money and they had the entities behind them.
Yeah.
So that's just weird, bro.
They've etched their art into childhood memories, into important moments in our lives, and that's not idolizing, that's just their impact. And I do think with that impact also comes an established emotional bond to their art, their legacy, what they've created, what they've offered, what they've given. Now, with that being said, in light of this whole R. Kelly situation and a lot of these artists being discovered to be predators and abusers or people who just associate with those types of people, I implore you to at least just look into or investigate the people you listen to. And for the people who are willing to overlook the fact that these people are predators and abusers, or these people who hang out with predators and abusers willingly and just forego your morals over some music, you're weird. I promise you the music is not that good. You can live without it.
Yo, what celebrity did you think was cool, and then you learn later, they ain't shit?
John Lennon. So I have a few things. Number one, he took a little Tinkle Winkle in Miss fucking Jane Mansfield's drink, watched her drink it, and later on he told her about it, calling it the Beatles special. You're an assaulter. And then he had to leave the club when she attacked his ass, rightfully so. He also has a song called Women Are the N-word with the hard R of the world. He also completely abandoned his first son. You want to pause and read right here. He literally admitted in an interview to being an abuser. And allegedly, one time when he was yelling at his son, because he was an abusive POS, he yelled at him so loud and for so long that his son had ear damage and had to go to the hospital. Yep, fuck this guy.
Yo, what celebrity did you think?
Crazy.
Bro, it's the older, like, as you go back, bro.
I ain't even gonna say it. It's just...
No,
I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying...
I think it get worse as you go back in.
Because people learning from
it's to be honest, it's still going on right now, y'all. And we get the signs, but everybody just keep playing the music.
It's cool, and then you learn later, they ain't shit.
Y'all could be upset about this, but Nicki Minaj, y'all still support her. Y'all stupid. You want to know why she ain't shit? Her music is amazing. I thought she was an amazing artist. She still is an amazing artist. But the problem that I have is she has spent thousands upon thousands of dollars in lawyer fees and court fees to support her child molester, pedophile, predator, and brother. On top of that, dude that raped a woman gets out of jail and you still marry him and have a kid with him. Like, she really supports predators. And the only thing I can say is, but she's still Barb's, but Barb's be supporting child predators. I said what I said.
Yo, what celebrity did you think was cool, and then you learn later, they ain't shit?
I just want to take this moment to remind everyone that the dad from Seventh Heaven, Stephen Collins, is an admitted child molester. I can't remember how many years ago, but I'm sure you can Google the tapes online. His wife released audio recordings from their therapy sessions where he admitted to having sexually assaulted, I believe, his niece and two other girls when they were about 12 and 14 years old. There was like a 5-minute outcry, and then after that, it all fizzled over. His show is still on the air. His episodes still run. No one ever talks about it. But I think that, in the time we were talking about Weinstein and Cosby and R. Kelly, we should all remember the dad from Seventh Heaven is a child molester. Google it.
Yo, what celebrity did you...
You used to watch Seven Heaven?
Hell no. That wasn't my show.
I used to watch Seven Heaven.
That was more of a girl show, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I guess if that's what you want to say. But, dang.
Like, God.
You got to start doing research on everybody. Because there's stuff out there you just don't know because people don't talk about it. People sweep things under the rug depending on who you are and what you do and all this other stuff. Like, it's crazy.
You think was cool, and then you learn later, they ain't shit.
Oh, this one's easy for me. Terry Crews. I think we all used to love Terry Crews. I mean, he was funny, great actor, just seems like an all-around good person, non-toxic masculinity. Was very open about the sexual assault that he had to suffer when he was coming up in Hollywood. And then we find out that he's an Uncle Tom. From the stuff that he said about Black Lives Matter being a black supremacy movement to him trying to speak down Gabriel Union's issues with racism on the set of America's Got Talent, and then the fact that he's like a religious zealot and he's like fiercely homophobic. Terry Crews is just a piece of trash, and I'm sorry I ever liked him.
What celebrity did you think was cool, and then you learn later they ain't shit?
Oh, this is easy. Kevin Hart. If you critique him, he say you hating. Every interview with Tiffany Haddish, he always bringing up that $200. If it's genuine, you ain't got to mention genuine shit. Third, when he cheated on his wife, you embarrassed her in front of everybody, the whole world. You didn't even clean up your dirt. You only spoke about it because you was about to get blackmailed. She could have lost her baby, bro. That was embarrassing. Fourth, you arguing in the Netflix documentary, you arguing with your trainer talking about, would you have a place to stay if it wasn't for me? Would you have money if it wasn't for me? You arguing with a man that's twice your size, that's your trainer. And that's your friend. And that's how you talk to him? And your excuse is because you drunk? Nah, he's a piece of shit. Then you put it on all platforms for monetary gain. An argument like that with your friend and your wife getting cheated on for money. Then last but not least, you're not funny. It's not relatable no more. It's not relatable.
Yo, what celebrity did...
He was like, let me... Matter of fact, I thought of something else. Hey, ain't even funny. Next.
Bruh.
Oh,
these stories, though.
But it's...
Hey, to be completely honest, bro, it's fast because it can be... Documentation can be brought up behind every case.
Everything
that everybody has stated. There's documents after to prove their point. So they ain't just making up stuff and assuming it.
It's crazy.
You think was cool, and then you learn later they ain't shit. I'll go first. When I was a kid in the late 90s watching wrestling, everybody liked Stone Cold, The Rock, The Undertaker, Triple H. I liked Chris Jericho. He wasn't as tall as the other boys, but with the exception of The Rock, he had the most mouth. It's not that he was super strong, it's that he was smart, he was technical. That was in 1999. Here we are in 2021. Dude's a hardcore Trump supporter, having super spreader COVID events. His wife was at the insurrection. And it's not even like I can separate the man from the art because he's nowhere in shape like he used to be, and he's nowhere as over as he used to be, nor as creative or any of those things. Watching the de-evolution of Jericho actually made me a Jim Cornette fan. Yo, what celebrity did you think was cool, and then you learn later they ain't shit?
Ain't nobody gonna keep it G. They ain't gonna say it, but I'm say it because I'm real and ain't scary. Boosie, T.I., Lil Wayne, like they homophobic, they coons, they colorists, misogynistic, like ignorant, like you can't rock with that shit, like. And I'm from the South. I grew up on them, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to love this shit, like. But like now, like when you really get to see what type of people they really is, you really can't rock with their actions. You really can't rock with that shit, you know what I'm saying? But question, you know.
Yo, what celebrity did you think was cool, and then you learn later they ain't shit?
I ain't gonna count. They do be coming for like. I get everybody points, you know what I'm saying? Like I understand that, like with especially growing up down south, all these people we idolize, especially the hip hop scene, because that was like visualizing the way out, and everybody spoke to you. Then as you get older, you be like, damn, y'all was actually doing all this shit, and then y'all still be trying to be street and hood. It's like when y'all been rich for ever since we were kids. When y'all stop being street and hood?
All right.
When we grow up and be adults.
That's crazy.
Then you pass it down to generation. Then y'all kids grow up and be hood. You're like, your kids been rich all their lives. So what ghetto and what hood they come from?
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, that list is mighty long, but there's a couple. So, as a old 80s and 90s wrestling fan, Hulk Hogan was a a childhood idol of mine, but it turns out he's a racist piece of crap. Now, for those who don't know, he disowned his youngest daughter, Brooke, because Brooke decided she wanted to date a black guy. Keep in mind, he had something to say when she was dating a black guy around her age, but didn't had nothing to say when a white 40-plus-year-old man was trying to date her when she just turned 18. So, semi-pedophilia, cool. Black man trying to get at my daughter, not cool. And the other one was Kevin Sorbo. He used to pay that little Hercules show back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Now he's this white, racist, ultra-conservative, which is trash, but oh well.
If you ever get a paper cut.
Ain't cap.
That's crazy.
One, I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. Dog the Bounty Hunter. I was a big fan of watching Dog. Mm-hmm. Man, you couldn't. I used to love watching the Bounty Hunter. Then you heard that audio? Mm-hmm. You like, the fuck? All these folks put money in your pocket? I'm like, to be honest, I ain't watched Brad ever since. I'm gonna keep it 100. I ain't rock with that. Still ain't gonna rock with that, man. Said what I said.
Yeah.
He one of them. But
it's
hey,
like he said, it's a long list.
It's a lot of people in here, bruh. I agree with some I ain't even know nothing about.
Yeah, some I agree with, some I did not know. So I was like, ooh, let me go
do some research, man.
I need to go see, because it's crazy.
But hey, let us know. Ooh.
Good.
You see? But let us know y'all thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Man, this is an open platform, man. We are here for the dialogue and you're here for y'all opinions, man. But as always, I do go by the name DJ Mickey. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are, y'all.
Ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money low, get my team strong. Let me run away from